108 point Knull! Screenshot! Hello everyone, I'm back with another video for you today, and this time I have a very spicy Mr. Negative deck for you all. I unpacked Knull recently in a collector's reserve, and I figured, you know what, how do we actually make this card work? I think it has to be Mr. Negative. So I built a deck around that. We have Arnim Zola to take the Knull and play multiple copies of it. We have Venom to hopefully eat a bunch of units and boost the Knull. And of course, we just have all the great, powerful Mr. Negative cards that work very well with him. So this deck's really fun, very surprising for the opponent to deal with. Can output a crazy amount of points. I've had some incredibly huge Knulls from playing this deck, which has just been so much fun. So let's just jump right into each card I've got in the deck, and I'll talk a bit about substitutions and all that good stuff. So we've got Bast in here. It's your best sort of turn one play, of course, with Mr. Negative. You can boost your whole hand up. We have no cards in this deck that have more than 3 strength, more than 3 power. So Bast is just really consistently very good. Even later in the game, I mean, obviously if you draw it after your Mr. Negative play, it's a lot worse, but it sometimes will still find you value. So Bast, really good. We have Zabu as well. Zabu basically is there to make your Mr. Negative cost 1 less mana, to get him out 1 turn earlier in the game, and therefore to have 1 extra draw with the Mr. Negative value on your card. So Zabu's pretty damn important. I do not have Psylocke in this deck. I would like to have Psylocke, but I don't have the card. If you have Zabu and the Psylocke, then you have 2 ways to get that Mr. Negative out on turn 3. So consider running that card if you have it, maybe instead of Wolfsbane or something. Anyway, next card we have is Ironheart, a great card that can be used to get strength in other locations, and of course flips very nicely with Mr. Negative. We've got Mystique, which can be used with Iron Man or even with Knull, which is very fun and very powerful actually. So Mystique's lovely, you get that +3 on her as well, you know, which can be very good with the Iron Man buff. We've got Venom in there, so Venom can be used to get board space, or alternatively we can use it to perhaps eat a big Wolfsbane, Ironhearted units for that Knull. We can potentially use Arnim Zola on Venom as well, if we don't want to use it on Knull. We have Wolfsbane in there, which is just a good, solid value card with Mr. Negative. We have Mr. Negative himself, of course, going to be really important to draw and play this card. If you don't get him a lot of games, you will have to retreat, and that ends up meaning Mr. Negative's win rate is not very high. Even if its cube rate is okay, the win rate ends up being pretty bad, because when you don't draw the Mr. Negative, you have to get out of there most of the time. Next we have Shang-Chi. This is a very cool card in the deck. You could consider swapping it out if you wanted for a Killmonger to be able to deal with Thanos decks a bit better. Killmonger would also be very good for the Knull. But Shang-Chi in here to boost up Knull and also to answer tall units from the opponent. They're never really going to see a Shang-Chi coming, because it's not a card you typically see in a Mr. Negative deck, so it's quite cheeky. But yeah, you can think about running Killmonger if you prefer. We have Iron Man, of course. Flipping the 5 energy with the 0 power is so strong. One of the most powerful plays at the end of the game that you can have really in any deck. Just wins your location for free, essentially. We have Magik in there to, you know, create the limbo, get an extra turn going in the game, and of course then to be able to draw more cards with the Mr. Negative value on them. Very powerful, very important that you have Magik in a lot of games, otherwise you're a bit too lacking points sometimes. We have Arnim Zola, so this card flips with Mr. Negative, very awesome to use on Iron Man or Knull or Venom usually. Yeah, really an awesome one to play, and the main reason we're doing Knull stuff in this deck. And finally we have that Knull, which you can obviously get a lot of value from in this deck. The Arnim Zola, of course, when it destroys, Knull will sort of exponentially boost the Knulls, and it just works very well. You can get up to some really crazy numbers if you get a big Venom, and then you get a big sort of Knull Zola finisher. This deck is a bit inconsistent, as are all Mr. Negative decks, but I've really enjoyed this build of Mr. Negative. I think it's a fairly good version of it. As you'll see it from the gameplay, it's just very fun as well, and you have a lot of explosive power at the end of the game. So with that being said, let's jump into some games. Okay, in we go. We've got Miniaturized Lab as one of the locations here. We've got Mr. Negative in hand. Could potentially be a snap, but generally love to see the Zabu as well. Or Elysium, to be fair. Elysium's very nice for us. We can play Bast, I think, this turn just to get the negative up a little bit. This is really good for me. I might go ahead and snap now. Now, on turn 6 and 7, we'll be able to do stuff in the lab, which means it might be a good place to put our Zola and stuff. Let's just go ahead and play Bast mid, I think, for now. I'll probably want to Magic mid as well. That was a good snap opportunity. I probably should have done that here. We've also got Shang-Chi, so if they are playing Shuri stuff, we may have a surprisingly strong Shang-Chi coming in. And there he is. Okay, perfect. Let's go with the snap. We've actually got so many good draws. And we've got that Shang as well, which we can hopefully use. Which they shouldn't see coming. Should be quite good for us. They're playing Armor in the Murder World, so that's going to make life fairly straightforward in terms of where the opponent will be playing their stuff. It is very tempting to go ahead and Magik the middle here, just to stop the opponent from having too many, you know, crazy plays. We could also do it in the Murder World, though. I kind of like that idea. And then maybe go with Ironheart, Venom next turn, something like that. Maybe it's better to get rid of Elysium. It's certainly going to help them out a bit, and then we can always do that Ironheart Venom in the mid, which will be even better with both Zola and Knull. So I think I will get rid of Elysium here. Doesn't really harm us too badly. There's the Knull. Okay, very nice. And we've already got the snap through, so that's really good for me. I think this play looks very enticing right now. It's just going to be really hard for them, I think, to predict what's happening at the end of the game here. Titania, we're not too worried about, I don't think. They may have wanted to brick up my board space there, but of course we're not going to be too worried about that. Of course now, our Knull is absolutely massive. Like, seriously. It will actually be able to rival the opponent's stuff here. Oh man, this is so good for me. I think we have to be a little bit afraid of Aero. That is something we have to be a little bit afraid of, because they can always Aero me into the Murder World. Tempted to Shang-Chi the middle. I suppose we could also try to play for priority. Shang here. Oh, they might go right with their big card though, to be fair. This is a tricky spot. If they go right with their big card, we're in a bit of trouble. I might actually have to Knull now because of Aero. Another play we could do is Iron Man with Zola. We could do double Iron Man here. I think I'm just gonna go for the play here. This seems correct to me, because otherwise Aero is just such a huge issue for me. And this way we have priority, so our life should be pretty good from here on out. And I can go ahead and do Shang-Chi, Iron Man. Oh, it's just so good. Oh my god. Now, we did kind of blow our load a bit early there, but gonna take a couple of cubes. Just play it safe, I think, is the way there. I could have gone for more cubes, of course. Okay, we're starting the game with Bast this time and Zabu, so just got to draw that Mr. Negative and we'll be very, very happy. Let's go Nidavellir. With a Venom, we can get some really amazing value with Knull and such. We just now hope we don't draw Arnim Zola, and we hold on to that, keep that in the deck. We have winning chances if we do not draw into Mr. Negative, but obviously I would much prefer to get that card here. I'll play Zabu, of course, in Nidavellir as well. Maybe Wolfsbane there also, if we don't draw Mr. Negative. I mean, this deck's just incredibly strong when you get Zabu Negative on curve. It's just incredibly strong. If you don't, then you have a bit of trouble. Oh, there he is. I will snap on that. Opponent should probably just retreat. I'll put him in Warrior Fools, that way maybe he will end up dying, that could be good for me. I suppose maybe playing him on the left is also an option there. Okay, and perhaps we could just jam at the Knull from the get-go here. It's pretty interesting. Maybe Knull mid is the play here. It's, you know, we get discount from wave. You kind of have to wonder, is this going to be a Galactus deck, though? That is something that you have to wonder. If it is, then perhaps we want to just boost up our Knull big time, play an Ironheart here. Yeah, I think I like this play. I think I like this play a lot. Just gonna play around Galactus. Okay, no Galactus, just a Doctor Doom, that's fine. And we do want our Mr. Negative to die for that Knull to get some points. Maybe we can actually get some pretty great Knull value here. They're going with a Daredevil. I mean, they've got Daredevil on the board, rather, already. I don't really want to play Shang-Chi yet, but I kind of have to, no? Yeah, I think we want that value. So I'll just pop that down there. Perhaps we just play a Wolfsbane in the right. That's going to enable our Knull to get even bigger. We've got some really good draws that we can potentially draw into. Bit of a strange situation, this one. See what they go with. Jubilee. Okay. Hopefully we get to Shang-Chi, that other unit. Yep, it is an Odin. So the wave coming in here is a bit annoying. But we do have a really huge Knull. Not sure who will be winning this game, to be quite honest with you. Surely they're going to struggle a bit. to get the points here in the left. That would be the hope anyway. Can't use our Iron Man. They're going with a snap here. That's not what I like to see, but they maybe don't expect a 30-point Knull coming their way, which I, of course, can play in the middle location here. Well, they might have us beat. Let's find out. I don't know. Obviously, they don't need a huge amount of points left to win, so it's kind of a bit problematic for us here. But hey, I want to play my big Knull. It's actually just a leader. That is not enough. Kind of curious. I guess they didn't play it on the right because they didn't want to kill the Doom bots. Okay, we got another game here. Mr. Negative in hand is good. Now all I'm missing is Zabu for you. Oh, there he is. Very nice. Get him on the board. It's always a little tricky where to place your guys with Mr. Negative, especially when you've got Arnim Zola. And bloody rock location. What's up with that? That's not cool. Play Mr. Negative in the right though. We can go ahead and boost these guys with Ironheart at least. I would snap this normally, but having rocks in my deck makes Mr. Negative a lot worse. It's just going to be a bit random as to whether he's going to get good value or not. Should we go ahead and just play this? This will give us a ton of value in the flooding area. Hopefully enough to win it. Honestly, almost tempted to snap, but I don't think I will. We do get an awful lot of points here, and we potentially can Shang-Chi whatever they're using Shuri on. Ooh, Magik's really cool. Let's get rid of the Isle of Silence, shall we? I suppose the one downside to this situation is they can always play, you know, a Professor X. Shut me down. Maybe I could have gone Magik left to deny Professor X here. Although Professor X, is that even coming? Might just be a Hobgoblin Galactus type deck, actually. That's perhaps a bit more likely. I suppose they can Hobgoblin here in the left and then just Galactus immediately, and that would shut the game down. If they do Hobgoblin left, I'm going to have to play Knull, I think, to respect it. That'd be a very interesting situation. That's a nice thing about Knull is I've had games where you just wreck Galactus decks because, well, you have a Knull, and they really don't expect that coming. A tough decision for the opponent. They actually don't play anything here in the end. They waited the whole time there to see what would happen. They're not going to play anything. That's kind of curious. I kind of want to just slam a Knull here. Question is where, though. Maybe we just want to wait and be patient. Could go ahead and play my Mystique. I don't know. I feel like we should just wait, because Knull plus Iron Man is probably enough to deny any Galactus. It's actually a Spider-Woman coming in here. Okay, it's a bit random. They're just going to retreat. I don't think they want to mess with our Mr. Negative stuff. Fair enough. Let's see what we can do. This is going to be a Thanos matchup. So I've got Zabu in hand. Can we get Mr. Negative? We've got Nowhere coming in. Okay, that's a bit annoying for some of my cards. Nidavelli is good. Play a Zabu in there for sure. I'm going to get the stones from the opponent. I could play Mystique on Zabu, although that's not really a play that I want to do, I don't think, in this particular situation. Unless it is, maybe? I don't know. It'd be a bit awkward for mana, this game. I think I actually will do it, because I've got Iron Man and Knull, so I don't think I'm going to be able to play all this stuff, especially if we're not playing a Mr. Negative this game. We get the +5 from Nidavelli. We get a cheaper Shang-Chi, which might actually come into play, which is kind of funny. And yeah, we've got the Venom for the Knull value, which is good. See if that actually is something that we end up playing this game. Without Mr. Negative, it's a little tricky. Denying my Venom value a bit, which is sad. Let's go ahead and do this anyway. Go ahead and eat. It's going to mean I lose... Well, we don't really lose the strength, per se, because we, well, we get to consume it with the Venom, don't we? Now the question is, do we go with an Iron Man here, perhaps? Or something else? We could go with Magik, perhaps. Yeah, I think Magik on Nidavelli looks really good. Going to take away all their value there. I'm not going to go with a snap. Like, we shouldn't really be snapping when we are behind. Also, could have been an Iron Man left and pray for Arnim Zola on Venom. That could have been an idea as well. But I do like the Magik, I think. Extend the game a little bit. Hopefully make the opponent do something a bit weird and wonky. Miscalculate, perhaps. Oh man, this Knull is so huge. It really is. So, what do we want to do here? Do we want to Knull and go for Arnim Zola? It's a 1 in 3 right now. I think I will go ahead and do that. Just get that on the board. If we find it, it should be really good for us unless the opponent goes with a Shang-Chi or something. Just casual 18 points, not too shabby. And yeah, 36 should do it in the left. I don't want to play it in the left because of Arnim Zola being disabled there, of course. We might just be able to go with an Iron Man at the end here if we don't draw Arnim, or perhaps even a Shang-Chi. Possibility of some nasty cards. They're going to go to the right with Thanos. Okay. That's really quite good for me. That means I'm very, very interested in just Shang-Chi here. We didn't end up drawing what we wanted, but that's okay. If we just go for a play like this, it should pretty much win every time, unless they have their own Shang-Chi. Of course, we're going to get an insane amount of value with Knull. An absolutely insane amount of value. I'm going to snap. I don't really expect them to have a Shang-Chi themselves in Thanos. It's possible, but yeah, we're just going to get a win there. No worries. So it turns out sometimes Knull can carry you even without Mr. Negative. That is very nice. After this turn, put a card here. Okay, well, I'll play my Bast. Will I play it here? Maybe I'll play it elsewhere in case we want to get Iron Man value in the left. This is nice. We get at least, well, Shang-Chi, not exactly the card we want compared to a Doctor Doom, but hey, what can you do? We're going to start the game at a bit of a disadvantage, but I have my Mr. Negative at least. That's quite good for me. That is certainly quite good for me. I'm honestly tempted to snap. The opponent's going to do it for me, so let's just keep it chill for now. We've got a nice Zabu Negative with Bast on them, which is really good. Lizard from the opponent, okay. Mindscape's a bit spooky. We can always get rid of that, though, with our good friend Magik. Where do we want to play those? Getting a little weird. I guess we will just play Mr. Negative here. I've sort of split my units apart. It's going to make Zola a bit awkward, perhaps. But maybe we can always do a Zola with Iron Man or something a bit later on. Electro from the opponent. They might be a Sandman deck. We've got to be careful of that. Although, if they are Sandman, there's not a huge amount I can do about it. I think I would just have to play Wolfsbane now. Maybe Wolfsbane on the left is good. Might need a big amount of power to win the middle, really. It's not looking too winnable there. Iron Man's great in the left. And, oh, thank goodness for that. We can play all of our cards. This is really good for me. I should probably snap on this, right? I think the double Iron Man looks solid. You know, we can just do something like this. No, actually, we can't do that. Never mind. What am I saying? We can do this. We can either get the double Mystique going, or... So is this the best play we can make? I think so, right? We're going to get one of the big guys in the left. We're going to get one in the middle as well, which can allow us to win there if we have Knull at the end, or just a big unit from the opponent. I'm going to play Odin. That's quite strong. But they're only going to have one card from their deck here to play on the final turn. And we're going to have Iron Man, Mr. Negatived. Double Iron Man is strong. Let's see where... Well, let's see what card we draw and what the opponent gives us. Casual 48 points there for a second. And we're currently winning on the left. I should have snapped, really. I don't know why I didn't. Very snappable position to be in. They're not going to get any cards from us. And they actually do have a Sandman here. That's kind of funny. But yeah, I think we just go ahead and play our good old Captain Marvel. Ironheart, she can always flip across. I could snap this, but let's hope that they stay in. Maybe they want to complete some missions, or think they have some kind of a chance with their final play. They clearly don't. I should have gone with a snap before playing that big Iron Man Zola Mystique turn. That was a bit of a mistake in terms of cube gain. But what can you do? I'm not out here trying to maximize my cubes all the time. I'm already infinite rank, so yeah, that's going to be a nice cheeky win for us there with the Iron Man value. Let's see if we can get another game going here. Oh, Altar of Death. Oh, this is the game. This is the dream game. Turn 2, Mr. Negative. That is insane. I don't think I've ever had that happen. It's going to be wondrous. We're going to have so many good cards to pull out here, thanks to the Altar of Death. It's a very powerful Mr. Negative as well. 5 strength. That's not right. that's more strength than he's supposed to have. This is really, really good for me. Now, of course, we just have to pick up a few decent cards. Mindscape going to be a thing. I'm not too worried about that. Tempting to just simply Venom here, but if we want to go for a really big Knull, we probably want to Wolfsbane Ironheart first and go for the Omega Venom of Doom. Maybe just simply Zola him. We have Zola now, that's good. Yeah, we'll go ahead and play Ironheart, I think. Ah, this is just so strong. I think the opponent's going to have to get out of here. They probably don't even have a Shang-Chi as well, since they're running armor. Shang-Chi is a lot less likely. Here comes the Mindscape. But I'm going to play my Knull out here. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Let's go ahead and do this. And yeah, I mean, simply bang, bang. Oh, you know what we can do? Oh, we can Mystique the Knull here. We can Mystique the Knull. That's insane, dude. That is insane. And we even get... Oh my god, this is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. And they're even arrowing me. Uh-oh, wait. Wait, that might be a problem. That might be a problem. That might deny my, my Arnim Zola a little bit here. Let's find out. Nope. Knull's going over. We get the plus value on Mystique as well. Even take a Titania from the opponent. I think they're kind of donezo, mate. And we're going to get their whole hand. Bloody hell. Crikey. Okay, I guess I'll just play a Red Skull. That's going to be a win. Very nice. Well, thank you guys very much for watching. Subscribe as always for more Marvel Snap content. Check out one of the videos on screen, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.